I campaigned to restore the backbone of this country, the middle class and unions, because I know this. The middle class built America, and unions built the middle class of today. I'm keeping a promise one of the most significant achievement union workers and retirees have received in over 50 years, and that's not hyperbole. For years and years, union workers have been driving trucks from factories to stores, bagging your groceries, constructing the buildings, bridges, roads we need, and so much more. They're ironworkers, bricklayers, carpenters, laborers, plumbers, truck drivers, musicians, I might add, food workers, and so much more. And with each paycheck you earn, their employers put money into their pension plans. These workers work hard today to secure retirement for tomorrow. That's what it's all about. Now, a lot of businesses aren't able or willing to run their own pension plans. And in some industries, workers are employed by several different employers over the course of a year or longer. For example, we see that in transportation, construction, and entertainment. So working with a union that represents their employees, businesses in the same industry, often come together to form what's called a multi-employer union. I know you know this, but people listening to this on television may not know this. Pension plans that serve 11 million Americans across the country. And to make sure these pensions are managed responsibly and to protect the participating workers and retirees, the federal government oversees, then ensures the plans. But we've seen the risk of millions of workers face as they watch their hard-earned pensions turn into broken promises. We saw it before the pandemic and the economic crisis that followed. Millions of retirees were at risk of losing their retirement security through no fault of their own, based on conditions and unrelenting attacks on unions that were taking place. 200 multi-employee pension plans for 2 to 3 million workers and retirees were going insolvent. What that means to those 2 or 3 million workers, they face painful cuts to the benefits they counted on and for the dignified security of retirement. You just heard from Bill what it's like. Work 30, 40, 50 years, working hard every single day, doing everything to provide for your family. Track every dollar of that paycheck for groceries, mortgage, and hopefully for family vacation maybe one day. And knowing when it's time to retire, your pension you earned will be there. Knowing that together with your Social Security benefits, that pension will continue a good middle-class life for you in retirement. For some, just my dad would say, just a little peace of mind. But for folks at home, imagine losing 50 or 60% of that pension through absolutely no fault of your own. Imagine what it does financially and emotionally. What it does to your dignity. I'm also here is David Grubbs, retired Teamster truck driver from North Carolina, who faced nearly 70% cut in his pension. And now, also joining me today is Rita Lewis. Where are you, Rita? Rita's here somewhere, I'm told. She stepped out. I don't blame her. No, she's Butch's widow. Their anniversary's coming up in a couple days. Childhood sweethearts. Butch was a ball player drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates out of high school. But he enlisted in the United States Army instead. Special Forces, Army Ranger, served in Vietnam. Earned, like my son, the Bronze Star. My son did not win the Purple Heart, but the Purple Heart. Came back home to Rita, settled in Cincinnati. Became a trucker, represented by the Teamsters, and then president of his local. Known as an honorable, honest, and decent labor leader, Butch faced severe cuts in his pension, and he became a fierce advocate protecting the pensions of his fellow workers. Butch died more than 6 years ago, and Rita's carried on his legacy ever since. And with Democrats in Congress, I might add, and Marty Walsh's leadership, we brought the Butch Act. We fought for the Butch Lewis Act to protect pensions for millions of workers and retirees. As candidate for president, I argued for its passage and promised when it passed, I would sign it. And that's the promise I've kept when I included the Butch Lewis Act in the American Rescue Plan. Now, Multi-employee plans will remain solvent for decades and come at least until guaranteed till 2051. Those retirees who lost their benefits will have them restored retroactively.